I'm Cindy, and it's so nice to meet you, and we're super excited about today's event.
My name is Seung Hee Lee. Song actually means rising sun, and he means to make others happy.
Nice.
So like my name, I try to make others happy. Yeah, the event is actually based on my cookbook, Everyday Korean, and some of the recipes that are very near and dear to my heart, what my grandmother used to make for me, but also fusionized, hence like my Instagram handle, Korean Fusion. I know fusion has a negative connotation in the culinary world, but I really want to kind of break that stereotype and merge the flavors together. And this event is more special to me because we're actually collaborating with another famous pop-up chef, Sarah Dodge, who does a lot of Southern cooking. So we're going to be seeing South Korean comfort food mixed with Southern American comfort food. So one of the signature dishes we're very, very excited about is Korean fried chicken biscuit sandwich.
Yes, I'm super excited about that because I'm from the South. So when I saw that, I was like, definitely getting that one.
Yes.
So especially with Korean culture, it's very traditional. So how comfortable were you with kind of breaking outside of tradition, and then you were like, I got to do it. I got to infuse these different foods together and present it to other people.
Sure. Well, I'm trained in Korean royal court cuisine. So my training is very traditional, to say the least. So even though I present dishes that are familiar to American, view, some of the flavors are very Korean. So for example, like kimchi, it's been aged for 3 months. It's vegan, so we use a lot of Asian pears and apples to give that umami without adding fish sauce. So that very, very typical way of making kimchi from Korea without fish sauce is, very traditional, I believe. So there's that, but also I think it's fun to play with flavors, getting outside the box. We kind of stick to what's authentic and what's traditional. I think there's beauty in that, don't get me wrong, but I think we are constantly evolving, how technology is constantly evolving, right? And then the culture evolves with it. And I think putting kimchi or putting fried chicken on a piece of biscuit is great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I think, infusing those different type of foods, like when you think about food, there are so many, it's just endless opportunities of what you can do with food. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us through the menu. How did you come up with, you've got them broken down into 3 or 4 different brackets, and walk us through each of the dishes and your thought process behind how you created each of those dishes.
Okay. So the first dish is crunchy salad with caviar ranch and seaweed and Rice Krispies. It is very naughty salad that was inspired from the trip in Paris, actually. And they were doing pop-up series, and my friend Vietnamese chef was actually doing a pop-up right after Russian chef, and there was a lot of leftover caviar. So she decided to just put the caviar in the ranch dressing, which is fantastic. And then the seaweed crispy is actually kimjaban in Korean. It's a banchan, and it usually is for kids who doesn't like to eat meal, and the mom will just put that on top of the rice, and kids will eat it. So it's very umami. It's slightly sweet, slightly salty. Has a lot of sesame seeds, it's a nutty umami. And then the Rice Krispies are actually nurungji, which is a crispy rice that sticks underneath the rice when you cook it. So I crisped it up so that it's kind of work like croutons in a Caesar salad, if you will. So it's it
sounds good.
It's all over the place, but I think it's going to be really, really great. And then I have kimchi spread over sourdough. Sarah makes beautiful sourdough, and I love eating kimchi just sauteed with just straight up rice. Why not put it on pieces of bread? So I think that's
that was
fun.
more collaborative.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to make that in a spread form because I wanted to put it on the bread.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. So
yeah, it's gonna be wicked.
To try it. Yeah.
It's pretty wicked. And then we have seaweed soup. It's a quote-unquote birthday soup. So all Koreans have it on their birthday because after moms give birth, Koreans are sought to believe that seaweed helps to recover from losing lots of blood, and it helps to produce more breast milk. Yeah, so that soup is just really straightforward with aged soy sauce from Korea. So it doesn't have any gluten, just inherently, just the way Korean soy sauces are made. So
It
yeah.
sounds wicked but healthy.
Yes, it's healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always underlying thought in my head. And even if it's not, healthy looking, I think in moderation, like a good burst of flavor can satisfy any diners with.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the first bracket,
That's the
which
quick
was
fix.
quick fix.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's gonna be like quick. And then fried goods. I have slutty tofu. Yes, the reputation precedes me.
I want to see what that looks like.
It is special. It is gluten free. It is vegan, so everybody can order it, and that was my intention. It's deep fried tofu and sautéed in slutty sauce. It's great, and it has perla seeds, which I think is again very Korean ingredient. So that's gonna add a little bit of texture on top of crispy outside tofu and very soft, tender. It is saucy. It is sweet and spicy. It's half dressed. Everybody loves it, and it's cheap. So yeah, that's
so
the
this
slutty
sounds
part.
like a dish that you've been doing for a while now.
Yes, and I have
it's
a following.
favorite.
Yeah, I have
okay.
a flock of people following slutty tofu.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's really great. And then Korean fried chicken, and one is going to be with biscuits. One's just going to be in a nugget form, so it's like finger food. Yeah, and it's going to be served with quick pickle.
Okay.
So that's the fried goods.
What's a quick pickle versus a regular pickle?
So quick, I call it the quickle. It takes about like a couple hours to actually make pickle flavored pickle. So that's the quickle.
So not so quick, but
Yeah, quick enough. Like it doesn't take 3 weeks to wait for it to get sour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then for the comfort food, I have tteokbokki, which is a classic street food. Rice cakes. I mean, it's like a cylinder, like gnocchi type of texture. It's spicy. It's hearty. My addition has Savoy cabbage. I think the Savoy cabbage texture really adds to the rice cakes chewy bite. And then that's gonna also have a little bit of perla seeds. And this gochujang also gluten-free because the traditional way of making gochujang is always with rice, never with wheat. So if you make it traditionally, it's always gluten-free. It's just that a lot of factory-made contains wheat because it reduces the overall cost of production.
Okay.
So this one is a legitimately made gochujang and hence gluten-free pasta dish. And then last but not least, short ribs. So galbijjim basically, with root vegetables that are more common to Western cuisine, like parsnips, carrots, daikon, radish. And then it's seasoned with some of warm spices like cinnamon, cloves, anise, black pepper. So it's a little bit of a layer to what's traditionally known as Korean. That one is braised in 3-year aged soy. So it's going to have additional umami as well. And also, like I said, gluten-free because that's how Koreans make it.
Yeah, being from the South, like that sounds like a very Southern Sunday dish.
Yes.
So I'm excited to try
Very,
it.
very delicious.
But then you've also got a dessert.
Yes,
So
that's another collaborative dish. So we have pound cake with buttermilk ice cream and 3-year aged doenjang caramel.
Yeah.
So that's another wicked dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something Sarah and I have been like talking about over dinner. And it came out as like a very naughty, like rated R joke, like pound cake. But then the doenjang caramel, it just came to me one day. Like I wanted to add something salty, and I had 3-year aged doenjang, and it just became the.
Oh, you should call it cake by the pound. Like Beyonce.
Exactly. Yes. And the caramel also has Montenegro, which is an Italian Amaro. So to kind of honor the setting here, we're in an Italian restaurant.
Right,
Mano,
nice.
So I wanted to incorporate like them as well. So it's kind of like a very holistic, collaborative finale, if you will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to be selling your cookbooks, which have a ton of recipes in them. So what can they expect from the cookbook?
Well, they can kind of get a little bit of taste of what's in the cookbook, like Korean fried chicken recipes in the book, the quickle recipes in the book, also the braised beef recipes in the book, so that they can actually taste it before committing to a book.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing these events, and where do you see yourself kind of going in the future?
Yeah, so the book came out 2017 November, and since
Oh.
then I've been doing pop-ups regularly all over the place,
Okay.
here in Atlanta, New York, Paris,
Wow.
London, Copenhagen,
Yeah, and you've
Austria.
gotten great responses.
Yeah, and I tend to get really good responses because I always work with the wine experts in the
Ooh.
area.
Ooh.
And
You
wine
had me
pe-
at wine.
Yes, and wine people tend to be really good eaters as well. So
That explains it.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, and today also the beverage director was willing to collaborate with me on some of the selections.
To
so
pair?
yes,
Oh.
so there are all natural wines that I like to drink, and I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. So where do you see yourself moving in the future with your events? Like, I'm sure people are like, when are you going to open a restaurant?
Yeah. Well, I kind of like to know that I have more control whenever I do pop-up gigs. I am looking forward to working with Root Baking Company inside Pont City. I'll be doing residency pop-up there every month, and again showcasing natural wines and local beers. It'll be more casual, thing. So I'll be popping
Nice.
up regularly
Yeah.
in Atlanta area, and just continue to spread the delicious flavors of Korean cuisine and my love for natural wine.
Okay. And what is your social media? How can people stay informed about your events?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm active on Instagram at Korean Fusion. You can sign up for a newsletter at thekoreanfusion.com, and I periodically send out whatever events to look forward to and some fun recipes and videos that I've been doing.